Hey, hi, and welcome back. Now, let's continue our discussion on Resistor with this video, which is Introduction to Resistor Part 3. So, before we start with this video, let me tell you what you are going to learn in this video. So, in this video, we are just going to cover one point, which is about resistor value calculation. Okay, so in previous video I showed you how to calculate the value for through-hole resistor, and in this entire video we are just going to discuss about the SMD resistor value calculation. So there are actually two different methods to calculate the value for SMD resistor, and it actually depends on the package that we are using. Okay, so which method is used for what package, so we will discuss that in detail in this particular video. Okay, alright, so now let's start with this video. So there are actually two different methods using which we calculate the value of SMD resistor. So the first method is the 3 and 4 digit system. So that's basically the first method. After that, the second method is EIA-96 system. So using this method also we calculate the value of resistor. But we use this particular method when we are dealing with the package like 0805 or the packages greater than 0805. Okay. So we discussed that there are different packages like 1206 is there, then 0805 is there. Then we also discussed that there is 0402 package, before that there is 0603 package, okay, and then after that there is 0402 package. Now out of these all packages, whenever you will deal with the packages greater than 0805 like 0805, then 1206 and the packages after that, then we actually use this particular method because this method includes 3 or 4 digits on top of SMD resistor. So there will be an SMD resistor, and on top of that SMD resistor there will be a 4-digit code or 3-digit code. And based on the code which is actually present on the SMD resistor, we decides what's the value for that particular resistor. And this 3-digit and 4-digit code will be there on 0805 resistor, 1206 resistor, or the resistors greater than 0805. This 3-digit and 4-digit code system is actually not used for 0603 package. The reason is the size of 0603 package is small. So it's not possible to print a 4-digit on this 0603 package. Okay. So whenever you will deal with the 0603 package, in that case you have to actually use this particular system, which is EIA-96 system. And in case of 0402 package, the size of 0402 package is so small that you will not find any value printed on that particular package. So whenever you will purchase 0402 package, then in the packet or in the bag of 0402 resistor, it will be printed what's basically the value for that particular resistor. So if you misplace the 0402 resistor, then the only method to find out the value of that particular resistor is by using the multimeter. Okay, because on top of that the value will not be printed, so you will not be able to find out the value of resistor by reading the code. So for 1206 package, 0805 package, and the packages greater than 0805, you have to use this particular system. Then in case of 0603 package, you have to use this particular system, and in case of 0402 packages, you just have to use the multimeter to measure the value of resistor. Okay, and I hope that it's clear now. Now again, in case of EIA-96 system, there is actually a chart. So in that chart there will be different values. So based on the code which is actually present on top of 0603 resistor, you have to check that code in that particular chart, and that's how basically you have to calculate the value, or you have to find out the value for 0603 resistor. Okay, now we discussed that there are actually different tolerances for the resistor. For example, plus minus 1% tolerance will be there, then plus minus 5% tolerance will be there. Okay, then plus minus 10% tolerance will be there. Then again the plus minus 0.1% tolerance is there. Then again plus minus 0.5% tolerance is there. Okay, and the chart that I am going to show you, that chart is actually for plus minus 1% tolerance. So generally, whenever we will use the SMD resistor of 0603 package, we generally use the resistor with plus minus 1% tolerance. Okay, so if you are using the SMD resistors, then it's not worth using the resistors with this particular tolerance, okay, plus minus 5%. Nobody use that, okay, and nobody is going to use plus minus 10% tolerance resistor. So generally whenever we use the SMD resistors, we actually use the resistor with plus minus 1% tolerance. And these tolerances resistor we generally use when we are dealing with highly precise electronics, okay, or when you are dealing with the precision analog electronics, where you are dealing with the highly precise filters, okay. So in that case we actually use the resistors with 0.5% or 0.1% tolerance, but generally we actually use the plus minus 1% tolerance resistors whenever we are using the SMD resistors. So the chart that I am going to show you, that chart is actually for the resistors with the plus minus 1% tolerance. So if you have a resistor with plus minus 5% tolerance and some code is written on top of that, then you can't actually refer this particular chart in order to calculate the value of this resistor, okay. So this chart is actually going to be valid only for the resistor with plus minus 1% tolerance, okay. So I hope that now you got the difference between 3 and 4 digit system and EIA system. Now let me explain you these systems with the help of some examples. So these are basically some resistors that I had, okay, and we are going to calculate the values for these resistors by looking towards the code which are actually printed on these resistors. So this resistor, so all the resistors that you see here are basically resistors with 1206 package, okay, except this particular resistor has got a package of 0805. Now let me tell you how to calculate the values for all these SMD resistors. Now let's start with this particular resistor. On top of this resistor, if you see 105 is written. So what you have to do, you have to first of all consider the first 2 digit. So you have to write 10, and then this third digit is actually going to be the multiplier, okay. So it's going to be into 10 to the power 5. So that gives us 1 mega ohms, okay, 1 mega ohms. So that's basically the value of this 105 resistor. So this resistor has got a resistance of 1 mega ohm, okay. After that the next value is 333, and for this particular resistor again we will use the same method, which is 33 into 10 to the power 3, okay, that gives us 33 kilo ohms. So that's basically the value of this resistor. In the same way, this is 560, so it's going to be 6 into 10 to the power 0, and that gives us 56 ohms. And then this is going to be 330 ohm, because 33 into 10 to the power 1, 33 into 10 to the power 1, that gives us 330 ohms. After that, this one is 4.7 kilo ohm. It's because 47 into 10 to the power 2. So that gives us 4.7 kilo ohms. After that, the next resistor is 240 ohms. Then this is 20 kilo ohms. And in the end, this is 0 ohms. So I hope that now you got how to calculate the value of SMD resistor by looking toward the code which is actually printed on it. And these resistors are actually 1206 resistor. That's why we use this particular method to calculate the value of resistor. And all these resistors, if you see, on top of all these resistors, 3-digit code is actually printed. Okay, I didn't have any resistor with 4-digit code, so that's why I couldn't show it. But again, in case of 4-digit code, you have to use the same method. So the first 3 digits are going to be the value. For example, let's say if it is 2222, then it's going to be 222 into 10 to the power 2. So it's going to be 22 kilo ohms. Okay, that will be the value for that particular resistor. So we are done with this method, the 3 and 4 digit system. Now let me show you the table for EIA 96 system. So this is basically the table for EIA 96 system, and here you will see there will be some code, and corresponding to that particular code there will be one value. In the same way, there will be some code, then there will be some value. So starting from 1, 2, 3, 4 till 16, then 17, 18 till 32. So likewise up to 96 you will find there are actually codes, and then there are their corresponding values. In the same way, you can see here there are some alphabetical codes, okay, and for these alphabetical characters there are some values. So whenever you will get some SMD register with 0603 package, then you have to look for the code on top of it, and then you have to check that code in this particular table, and then you have to look for the corresponding value for that particular code. Okay. Now let me show you some SMD registers, and let's calculate the values for those SMD registers. So these are some SMD registers that I had with me. So let's calculate the values for all these SMD registers one by one. So let's start with this particular register now. And remember, all these registers that you see, all these registers have the package of 0603. So in case of first register, on top of it, it is written 56C. Okay. So you have to look for this first two digit, and you have to check these two digits in this table. Now let's look for the 56. Okay. So you can see here 56 is written here. Okay. The value is 56. Sorry, the code is 56. And corresponding to this code, the value is 374. Okay. So 374. And after that, the next character is C. So in case of C, for the code C, you can see the value is 100. So we will just multiply this by 100. And that gives us 37.4 kilo ohms. So that's basically the value for this register. After that, the next register is 220. So this is actually the exception. I actually checked the value for this particular register, and with the help of multimeter, and the value for this register is actually 22 ohms. So it's actually 22 ohms. So for the the calculation for this code is like 22 into 10 to the power 0. After that, the next one is 01B. Okay, so it's not 8, it's 01B. So let's look for the 01 in this code. So this is 01, and for this code, the value is 100. So I will write here 01B. So the value is 100. And for the code B, the value is 10. So I will write 10 here. And the value for this particular register is going to be 1 kilo ohms. Okay. So this is actually the register with 1 kilo ohms value. After that, the next one is 59C. So again, you have to check here 59. So this is 59, and for this it's 402. So 402, and then C actually represents 100. The value for the code C is 100. So we will just multiply it by 100, and that gives us 40.2K. So that's basically the value for this particular register. So in this way, you have to calculate the value for all the SMD registers with 0603 package. Okay. Alright, so I hope that now you got how to calculate the value of SMD register by using EIA-96 system. Alright, so that's what I wanted to discuss in this video. I hope that every single thing that we discussed in this video is now clear to you. And if you have any kind of doubt, then definitely you can ask me. Alright, so now I will see you in next video, which is Introduction to Resistor Part 4.